Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Have you ever wondered why your energy crashes after meals, why your sugar cravings keep returning, or why your doctor keeps warning you about your blood sugar, your pancreas, and your risk for diabetes? What if I told you that one of the most powerful ways to support your pancreas is not an expensive supplement, not a complicated detox, but a simple drink made from ingredients that cost just pennies a day? Today, I'm going to show you the cheapest drink you've probably never heard of. A natural remedy that may help support pancreatic function, stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and improve digestion in as little as 7 days when used consistently. And the best part? You can make it right in your own kitchen. Let's begin. Deep inside your body, hidden behind your stomach, lies a small organ that silently controls your energy, your hunger, your weight, and even your lifespan. It's called the pancreas, and most people don't think about it until it begins to fail. Right now, millions of people are walking around with a pancreas that is overworked, inflamed, and slowly losing its ability to control blood sugar. They feel tired after meals. They crave sweets late at night. They wake up exhausted even after sleeping, and they assume it's just aging. But the truth is far more alarming. Modern research shows that insulin resistance, the condition that forces the pancreas to work harder and harder, can begin 10 to 15 years before diabetes is ever diagnosed. That means damage can be happening silently, every single day, without obvious warning signs. And here's the shocking part. Many people believe the solution must be expensive. They think they need costly supplements, complicated detox programs, or prescription medications to support their pancreas. But science and traditional medicine tell a very different story. One of the most powerful ways to support pancreatic health may come from a drink that costs just pennies a day. A drink so simple, so overlooked, and so underestimated that most people have never heard of it. Fenugreek seed water. These tiny golden seeds have been used for thousands of years in traditional healing systems across Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Long before modern medicine existed, healers recognized that fenugreek could help control blood sugar, improve digestion, and restore strength to the body. Today, modern science is finally catching up to what ancient cultures already knew. Researchers have discovered that fenugreek contains a unique amino acid called 4-hydroxyisoleucine, a compound that has been shown to stimulate insulin secretion in the pancreas. In simple terms, it helps your body release insulin more effectively when blood sugar rises. That means your pancreas doesn't have to struggle as hard. It doesn't have to work overtime. And over time, that relief can make a life-changing difference. But that's only the beginning. Fenugreek is also packed with soluble fiber, a type of fiber that forms a thick, gel-like substance in your digestive system. This gel slows the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Instead of a sudden spike in blood sugar, you get a gentle, controlled rise. And when blood sugar rises slowly, your pancreas stays calm. Your insulin response stays balanced. Your energy remains steady. This is not a theory. It is physiology. Clinical studies have shown that people who consumed fenugreek regularly experienced significant reductions in fasting blood glucose and improved glucose tolerance. In some cases, participants saw measurable improvements within just days of consistent use. Imagine what that means for your body. Less stress on the pancreas, less inflammation in the bloodstream, less damage to nerves, blood vessels, and vital organs. Because high blood sugar doesn't just affect one part of your body, it affects everything. It damages the lining of your arteries. It weakens your immune system. It accelerates aging at the cellular level. And over time, it can lead to devastating complications: heart disease, kidney failure, nerve damage, and vision loss. But here's the hopeful message. Your body is not helpless. Your pancreas is not permanently broken, and your health is not determined by your past. The human body has an extraordinary ability to heal when given the right support, and sometimes that support comes from the simplest sources in nature. Fenugreek seeds contain powerful antioxidants that help reduce inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation is one of the hidden drivers of pancreatic dysfunction. When inflammation rises, insulin resistance increases. When insulin resistance increases, the pancreas is forced to produce more and more insulin. Eventually, it becomes exhausted. But when inflammation decreases, the opposite happens. Insulin sensitivity improves, blood sugar stabilizes, and the pancreas begins to recover. This is why such a small habit can create such a powerful ripple effect. 1 cup of fenugreek water in the morning may seem insignificant. It may feel too simple to matter, too inexpensive to be effective. But biology does not care about price tags. Your body responds to nutrients, not marketing, to consistency, not complexity. And this humble drink delivers exactly what your pancreas needs: fiber, antioxidants, and metabolic support. Think about how your typical day begins. You wake up, you reach for coffee, you eat processed foods, you rush through your morning, your blood sugar spikes, your insulin surges, your pancreas works harder than it should before the day has even started. Now imagine starting your morning differently. You wake up, you drink a simple glass of fenugreek water, your digestion slows, your blood sugar rises gently, your pancreas breathes a sigh of relief. That single decision can set the tone for your entire day. More stable energy, fewer cravings, better focus, less fatigue, and over time, better health. Because the truth is, chronic disease rarely happens overnight. It develops slowly, silently, over years of repeated stress on the body. But healing works the same way. Small daily actions accumulate. Healthy habits compound, and the body gradually restores balance. What makes fenugreek especially powerful is its accessibility. It does not require a prescription. It does not require advanced knowledge. It does not require financial sacrifice. Anyone can use it, anywhere in the world. And that matters more than you might realize, because one of the greatest barriers to health is not lack of motivation, it is lack of affordable solutions. People want to feel better, they want more energy, they want to protect their organs and avoid disease. But they believe the answer must be expensive. Fenugreek proves that belief wrong. It reminds us that nature often provides simple answers to complex problems. It reminds us that prevention is more powerful than treatment. And it reminds us that the smallest habits can produce the biggest transformations. So if your energy has been low, if your cravings have been constant, if your blood sugar has been creeping higher year after year, do not ignore those signals. They are not random. They are messages from your body, messages that your pancreas needs support, messages that your metabolism needs balance, messages that change is necessary. And sometimes that change begins with something as simple as a glass of water and a handful of tiny seeds. For many people, the first sign that something is wrong doesn't come from a lab test. It comes from their own body. It comes from the afternoon crash that hits like a wave. It comes from the sudden craving for sweets late at night. It comes from the feeling of exhaustion after a meal that was supposed to provide energy. And what most people don't realize is that these are not random sensations. They are early warning signals from your metabolism, signals that your blood sugar is swinging up and down like a roller coaster, and your pancreas is struggling to keep up. Now here's the powerful truth that science continues to confirm. When you stabilize blood sugar, even slightly, you begin to change the chemistry of your entire body. Your hormones shift, your inflammation drops, your energy improves, and your risk for chronic disease begins to fall. But the real shock comes when researchers observe how quickly the body can respond. Studies in metabolic health show that measurable improvements in blood sugar control and insulin sensitivity can begin within just a few days of consistent dietary changes. Not months, not years, days. That means your body is constantly waiting for the right signal to begin healing. And one of the simplest signals you can give your body is consistency. Not perfection, not extreme dieting. Consistency. This is why the idea of a 7-day routine is so powerful. 7 days may sound short, but in biological terms, it can be enough time to reduce inflammation, improve digestion, and stabilize blood sugar patterns. It can be enough time to interrupt the cycle of spikes and crashes that keeps your pancreas in a constant state of stress. Imagine your pancreas as a worker in a factory that never closes. Day after day, meal after meal, it produces insulin to keep your blood sugar under control. But when sugar levels rise too quickly, the workload becomes overwhelming. The worker starts rushing. Mistakes happen. Fatigue sets in. Performance declines. This is exactly what happens inside your body. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly, your pancreas releases large amounts of insulin to bring levels back down. Then blood sugar drops too low, triggering hunger and cravings. You eat again. Another spike occurs. Another surge of insulin follows, and the cycle continues. Over time, this constant demand can lead to insulin resistance, a condition affecting hundreds of millions of people worldwide. In fact, global health data suggests that more than 1 in 3 adults may already have insulin resistance without knowing it. But here is where hope enters the story. The body has an extraordinary ability to adapt when conditions improve. Even small, consistent changes can reset metabolic patterns surprisingly quickly. When you introduce a daily habit that slows sugar absorption, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces inflammation, your body begins to shift toward balance. And within the first few days, subtle but meaningful changes often begin to appear. Energy becomes more stable. Hunger becomes more predictable. Mental clarity improves. These are not coincidences. They are signs that your metabolism is stabilizing. By the 3rd or 4th day of consistent support, something even more interesting can happen. Cravings start to fade. This is one of the most powerful transformations because cravings are not just about willpower. They are driven by hormones, especially insulin and ghrelin, that control hunger and satisfaction. When blood sugar swings wildly, these hormones send urgent signals to eat. But when blood sugar stays steady, those signals become calmer and more controlled. Your body begins to trust that energy is available. And when the body feels safe, cravings lose their power. This is why people often report feeling more in control of their appetite within the first week of stabilizing their blood sugar. They don't feel forced to snack. They don't feel desperate for sugar. They simply feel balanced. And balance is the foundation of health. By the 5th day, another shift may begin to take place, one that many people overlook, but scientists consider crucial. Inflammation begins to decrease. Chronic inflammation is now recognized as a major driver of metabolic disease. It interferes with insulin signaling, damages cells, and places constant stress on the pancreas. But inflammation is not permanent. It is responsive. When blood sugar becomes more stable and nutrient intake improves, inflammatory markers in the body can begin to decline. And as inflammation falls, insulin sensitivity improves. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Better insulin sensitivity leads to better blood sugar control. Better blood sugar control leads to less inflammation. Less inflammation leads to less stress on the pancreas. And suddenly, the body begins to move in the right direction. By the 7th day, the cumulative effect of these changes can become noticeable. You may wake up with more energy. You may feel less bloated after meals. You may notice fewer mood swings. You may even sleep more deeply at night. These improvements may seem small, but they represent something profound. They represent progress. Because health is not a single event, it is a series of small victories repeated over time. And the first week is often the turning point. It is the moment when your body realizes that conditions have changed, that stress is decreasing, that stability is returning. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. You do not need extreme diets. You do not need complicated programs. You do not need to suffer. You need repetition. The same healthy habit practiced every day. The same supportive routine followed again and again. This is how the body rebuilds trust. This is how the pancreas regains strength. This is how metabolism finds balance. And perhaps the most encouraging fact of all is this. Your body is always listening to what you do today, not what you did last year, not what you ate last week, not the mistakes you made in the past, today. Every healthy choice sends a signal. Every consistent habit creates momentum. Every stable day moves you closer to recovery. 7 days is not the finish line. It is the beginning. It is proof that change is possible. It is evidence that the body can respond. It is the moment when hope becomes visible. So, if you have been feeling tired, if your energy has been unpredictable, if your cravings have been controlling your decisions, remember this. Your body is not broken. It is responding to stress. And when you give it stability, support, and consistency, it responds with healing. Most people are searching for a miracle drink, a single solution, one magic ingredient that will fix everything overnight. But the truth, supported by decades of medical research, is both simpler and more powerful. No single drink, no supplement, no medication can fully protect your pancreas if your daily habits are working against you. Health is not built in one moment. It is built in thousands of small decisions repeated every single day. And here is the shocking reality. According to global metabolic studies, lifestyle factors, what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and how you manage stress, account for the majority of risk for type 2 diabetes and metabolic disease. Not genetics, not age, lifestyle. That means your daily habits are either healing your pancreas or slowly exhausting it. Every sugary snack forces your pancreas to release insulin. Every late night of poor sleep increases insulin resistance. Every hour of sitting reduces your body's ability to use glucose efficiently. These are not opinions. They are measurable biological responses observed in clinical research around the world. But here is the hopeful message. The same habits that damage the pancreas can also repair it. When you combine a supportive drink with healthy daily behaviors, you create a powerful synergy, a biological partnership that accelerates healing far beyond what any single intervention can achieve. Think of your body as a system of gears. If one gear moves smoothly but the others are stuck, the machine struggles. But when all the gears move together, everything begins to function with ease. This is why lifestyle habits amplify the benefits of any health routine. Let's start with one of the most underestimated actions in modern health: reducing sugar intake. The average person today consumes far more added sugar than the human body was ever designed to handle. Sugary beverages, processed snacks, refined carbohydrates, these foods create rapid spikes in blood sugar that place enormous stress on the pancreas. Each spike triggers a surge of insulin, and over time, repeated surges can lead to insulin resistance, a condition now affecting hundreds of millions of adults worldwide. But here's what many people don't realize. When you reduce added sugar, even slightly, your pancreas immediately experiences relief. Insulin demand decreases. Blood sugar stabilizes. Inflammation begins to fall. Researchers have documented improvements in metabolic markers within just days of lowering sugar intake. Days, not months, not years. Your body responds faster than you think. Now let's talk about movement, another habit that can transform your pancreas in ways that seem almost unbelievable. Walking after meals, even for just 10 minutes, has been shown to significantly reduce post-meal blood sugar levels. This simple action helps your muscles use glucose for energy instead of leaving it circulating in your bloodstream. In other words, movement acts like a natural insulin booster. It allows your body to manage sugar more efficiently without forcing your pancreas to work harder. And the best part is this: you don't need a gym membership. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need intense workouts. You just need to move. A short walk after breakfast, a gentle stroll after dinner, a few minutes of activity that tells your body it is alive, engaged, and ready to use energy. This small habit can dramatically reduce metabolic stress. Now consider hydration, something so basic that many people overlook its power. Your blood is made largely of water. Your cells depend on water. Your organs require water to function properly. When you are dehydrated, blood sugar becomes more concentrated. Circulation slows, metabolic processes become less efficient. Even mild dehydration can increase fatigue, impair concentration, and disrupt blood sugar regulation. But when you drink enough water, your body becomes more efficient. Nutrients move more easily. Waste products are removed more quickly. Your pancreas operates under less strain. Hydration is not just about quenching thirst. It is about supporting every chemical reaction that keeps you alive. Now let's talk about sleep, perhaps the most powerful and most neglected health habit of all. Modern science has revealed a stunning connection between sleep and metabolic health. Just one night of poor sleep can reduce insulin sensitivity the very next day. One night. That means your pancreas must work harder to control blood sugar after insufficient sleep. Repeat this pattern night after night, and the effects accumulate. Insulin resistance increases. Appetite hormones become unbalanced. Cravings intensify. This is why people who sleep less than 6 hours per night have a significantly higher risk of developing metabolic disorders. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity. During deep sleep, your body repairs tissues, balances hormones, and resets metabolic systems. Your pancreas finally gets a chance to recover from the demands of the day. Without sleep, healing cannot occur. And finally, we must talk about stress, an invisible force that quietly disrupts metabolic health. When you experience stress, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones prepare you for danger by increasing blood sugar levels. This response is helpful in emergencies, but in modern life, stress often becomes constant. Financial worries, work pressure, family responsibilities, endless notifications and noise. Your body remains in a state of alert, flooding your bloodstream with stress hormones that keep blood sugar elevated. And once again, your pancreas is forced to work harder. But here's the encouraging truth. Simple, stress-reducing habits, deep breathing, prayer, meditation, quiet time, or gentle stretching can lower cortisol levels and restore balance to your nervous system. When stress decreases, blood sugar stabilizes. When blood sugar stabilizes, the pancreas relaxes. Everything in the body is connected. This is why combining a supportive drink with healthy habits creates such powerful results. It is not one change. It is a chain reaction. Reduce sugar, and insulin demand falls. Move your body, and glucose is used for energy. Drink water, and metabolism becomes efficient. Sleep deeply, and hormones rebalance. Manage stress, and inflammation decreases. Each habit strengthens the next. Each action builds momentum. And over time, the pancreas, an organ that once struggled, begins to function with greater ease. Energy becomes steady. Cravings become manageable. Blood sugar becomes predictable. These changes may feel small at first, but they are the foundation of lasting health. Because the most powerful medicine is not found in a bottle. It is found in your daily routine. Your habits are writing your future health story right now. Every meal, every step, every hour of sleep, every glass of water. These choices are shaping the strength of your pancreas, the stability of your metabolism, and the quality of your life. And the most important message to remember is this: you do not need perfection. You need consistency. Small actions, repeated daily, working together. That is how healing begins.